Hey guys, before we get into the podcast, just a few things. I'm thinking about starting a gaming side of Live with Lewis. If you guys would be interested in any of that, just drop a comment or just DM me or something, just letting me know that some people will watch. And another thing, the view to subscription ratio for Live with Lewis, it's kind of wacky. I'm going to drop something down right here just so you can see the analytics of it. But just make sure you subscribe, and it really helps out a lot. But we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers just so we can keep everything going. Thanks. On to the video.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 14 of Live with Lewis. I'm Matthew Lewis, and here we have Chrissy Perkins, your local photographer. Roll the intro. Christy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm happy you're here. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. So, everyone knows I have a list of questions.
Yeah.
And so where does Chrissy Perkins come from?
Well, that's a loaded question. Born and raised in Moorhead, Kentucky, small town girl.
Yeah.
Come from a family of entrepreneurs. We like to work hard and play hard and live life, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So did you obviously went to high school here?
Yep.
Yep. That seems like everybody I have once went to high school here. That's kind of weird. But you went through high school, went all 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So did you go to college?
I did. I went to school at MSU, and then I went to school at University of West Florida in Pensacola.
Really?
And yeah, my degree is in advertising and public relations.
Okay.
So I feel like I feel like I've used it a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe
Just a tiny
little bit.
Yep. So what would you go to college? Oh, you said you went for what?
Yeah, for advertising and public relations. It's a communications degree, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do that?
I felt like I was a terrible communicator. I'm painfully shy. The world knows me as a very outgoing person, but I'm actually a brutally, painfully shy person. So like anytime I'm putting myself out there, it's against the grain for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like I hate communicating. That's what I need to do more of. So I'm going to get a degree in communication. That way, at least it'll strengthen my weakest part.
Right. That was a bold move. I feel like I would have been like, well, I don't like to do that. So it's I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I can do this, but I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Like if I was talking in front of a big group of people, I would not even talk. I would just faint.
You're a great talker.
I don't think. I get nervous. You know what I mean? That's like everybody else.
That means you care. That means you're passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Nerves are good.
Well, sometimes I guess. Not all the time. But so after you got out of college, what did you use your degree straight on, or?
No, I mean, I don't know. I've never worked in my degree. I just feel like it's worked for me in whatever I've done. I was a bathroom designer. Perks Incorporated was my dad's business. I worked there for a long time. And then I just fell into like graphic design. I've started a lot of businesses. I started a graphic design business called Creativations. I had a video business.
Really?
And then eventually I fell into photography. I'm like, I'm here. I made it. And it felt so good to finally feel like I found my home in photography. So yeah.
So you started out with the designing the bathrooms.
Bathroom designing. Then I started doing graphic design.
What made is that I kind of know a little bit of graphic design. Is that kind of the same thing? Like obviously I know designing bathrooms and stuff, but what made you want to go to the graphic designing?
Well, I've always been in art. I've always been creative. I've always dabbled in all things creativity. So it just felt very natural when you have an eye for like visual stuff, you're just kind of drawn to that. So
yeah. So did you do it like on a computer?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah, like logos, brochures, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
All right. For some reason, I just automatically jumped to you were designing rooms and.
Well, that was what I did. I mean, like I did that like bathroom and kitchens for work for my day job, but like business I started was graphic design first.
That's
and
sweet.
Then video. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It all just kind of played into each other.
Just don't know how to do that. Might need you. Might hit you up for a new logo.
It's perfect. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. And then after you done the videography.
Yeah.
Right. So did you enjoy doing that?
I loved it. Yeah. Very time consuming. And then I love the full dimension of video because you get audio, video, like you get so much more out of it, but it's so time demanding.
Yeah.
As you're finding out with your podcast. So
editing has been exhausting.
Yeah,
it's been.
I love it, but I need like small projects I can stay passionate about. Otherwise, I'm like, this is exhausting.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
With this, I think that it's something that I'm making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm creative, I guess. I've never really went to that side, like my creative side.
Yeah.
I guess that's what this is. But
absolutely. I mean, absolutely.
It's been a journey. As we talked before, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
But so then you got into the photography.
Then I got into photography.
So I'm assuming that the videography made you kind of jump towards the photography.
Yeah. Well, I didn't feel pulled to photography, but I had a client who was like, please do our wedding. I'm like, I'm not a photographer. But as soon as I picked up the camera, it was just instant. Like it just felt right. So it was really easy. So
how long have you been doing photography?
15 years.
15 years, really?
That's
wild. Yeah, you done my pictures.
I did.
You done that. Now, I don't think I was. Was I your first engagement photos? Or one of the first, I think.
As far as like being a live engagement, see, that's what we need to tell the people.
Yeah.
You weren't just a normal engagement session, my friends.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna, it was a long planning process. You did the deed in front of the camera in the moment, and it was badass.
Yeah, I remember I would call you once a week.
It was like our ducks were in a row.
I said, this has to be perfect. I have to know what I'm doing. And I would call you once a week for like 3 months.
I thought your attention to detail was so heartwarming. Like I just love that you're constantly making sure that everything was going to just work out. And sometimes there was some roadblocks or hurdles and we kind of changed direction and
we
came together. Now you're an old married man now.
Yeah.
So it worked.
We married a little over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still kind of a newlywed. So hang on to that phase as long as possible.
Yeah. I mean, people my age usually don't even make it a year. So I mean, I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Participation trophy, please. Yeah. So, are you married?
No.
You're not?
No.
Okay. That's hey. There's nothing wrong with that.
I was.
You was.
I was. Yeah.
All right. Well.
I did that. I did that. Now I'm not. Now I'm. Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what is your favorite type of pictures to take? Because I know you've taken. Obviously, you've taken quite a few pictures.
That's a tough question. I mean, I think when people ask me that, they're wanting me to say like, boudoir or senior photography or something like that. But for me, I think my favorite kind of photography is something that makes me feel like an artist.
Right.
So it's usually something that's like a passion project. It's something that's like, I love doing street photography. I love like walking up to strangers and just trying, like, it's such a challenge to just walk up to a stranger and find a reason to make them smile. So it challenges me to connect deeply with someone instantly. And then it also challenges me to be able to figure out what's going to make them trust me. Right. And then I got to make them laugh and smile and find a way to pull their personality. Cause my whole drive is personality photography, which I made it up. So it doesn't mean anything.
It sounded sweet. I really enjoyed it.
It's totally a facade. Yeah. It's just something I made up, but it's kind of the essence of what I do is just capturing the essence of the people that I'm around.
Yeah.
So
it seems like every time like we have a local event and stuff, honestly, I'm not just saying this because you're here. I told Skylar this the other day, but the pictures you take like during the events are amazing. It's like fun. They're so sweet. And I think it's sweet that you're just going around and, taking pictures of people.
Well, thank you. And I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
It's a good way to celebrate our community and celebrate strangers on the street who think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I come in like I'm very caffeinated. I'm like,
yeah. Here's what we'll do. You take the pictures and I'll just have a microphone. And we'll just go on.
Street interviews.
Yeah, street views. So I had another question. Well, what do you think your favorite time of the year is to like take pictures?
Favorite time of the year? All year.
All year.
All year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love all seasons. I think every season has its place, just like in life. We all have our seasons and the good and the bad and the cold and the freezing. Like it all serves a purpose.
Right.
So
we chose to do well. whenever we had our pictures taken, we did it on our anniversary. So I didn't really have a choice, and I did have a choice, but I figured that, fall. I really like fall. I really enjoy fall.
Oh yeah, I love fall.
That's a good time.
That was beautiful. It was good timing for your engagement pictures. It's beautiful.
So do you remember I remember you asked me before, who's your first guest on your podcast? Do you remember some of the first pictures you ever took of the people?
Oh, God. Vaguely, yes. I never forget a face. I can see people's faces. I just don't retain the names. But I've been so incredibly lucky to meet so many phenomenal people. That's what I value so much, is every day is different. And it's always new people, new stories, new reasons that they're there. And we're usually there to celebrate something. So it's like the best job in the world.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's like with this. I've learned so much about so many people. Yeah. And like obviously I know a lot of people, but I don't know them like on this level.
Yeah.
And this has been a real blessing, I think, just to sit down with people and just see where they come from.
Yeah. I love deep, meaningful conversation. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. So other than taking pictures, other than doing photography, what other hobbies do you have?
Oh, I mean, that's loaded question, Matthew. Golly, we don't have all night. Well, in addition to photography, that's my day job, but I I also have I do life coaching.
Okay.
So I have a life lounge where I do life coaching, and I run book club, and I also host like it's not group therapy, but it's like meaningful conversations in a group dynamic meant for deep connection and like philosophical thoughts. And so that's really cool. And then I'm in the process of starting the art lounge, which is like a small lounge area where local musicians can play music while we do like really weird off the beaten path art classes and writing classes and poetry classes. And we have like someone in the background like playing music. So so I got a lot of balls in the air always. I've got a new idea.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way to do it. You know? And that's what I'm like, just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And if you're anything like me, like I have a bunch of passions. Yeah. And I want to do them all.
Yes.
But
it's a curse and a blessing.
Exactly. And whenever some of them don't work, you're like, oh man, I wish that really worked. Yeah. But with the life coaching, what is that?
That's a good question. It's I feel like it's more of a newer concept, so a lot of people aren't familiar with it. Right. But basically, like if you compare life coaching and therapy is focusing on what happened to you in your past and how it's affecting you in the present. Life coaching is talking about what is happening in your life in the moment, presently, and where you want to go in the future. So awesome. Like I have all different types of clients, like, teenagers who have struggled with bullying, or I've got a guy who's in his 20s who's a writer and he's trying to find his path in life. And then I've got people in their 30s who are searching for like soulful meaning. And then I've got the empty nester. Like it's so different. Everybody's got a different challenge. But then the more that you talk to people on such a deep, intimate level, like the more you realize we're all the same and we're struggling with the same hurdles. And it kind of makes life seem so much more, I don't know, like we're not that different after all.
No, that's kind of, everybody's dealing with something. Yeah. And that's kind of, I don't do what you do, obviously, but if somebody has a problem, I like to talk. Let's just talk it. Let's just talk through it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like now, like you said, nowadays, no one really, that's kind of all put on the back burner. Yeah. Like no one wants to talk about the hard stuff. Yeah. And stuff like that. And I feel like that's something that we definitely need to talk more about.
Yes, I agree.
It's like Skylar, we was talking earlier, and the DJ that, I don't know what you think of this, but the DJ on Ellen, he actually he committed suicide.
Whoa.
And for depression and stuff like that. And man. no one talks about that stuff. Oh. And depression's a real thing. Like after Mom passed away, I struggled with it hard. Yes. And obviously people can put on a front and stuff like that. Yes. And that's what I talk to everybody about. I'm like, I've been there. I might not look like I've been there, but trust me, I've been there. Yeah. And if you ever need to talk about anything, I'm here. I think that's amazing that you're doing that and talking with people and in a safe place. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like me, I work with people and we talk on the job and stuff like that, but just one-on-one meaningful, like you said, it just means so much.
Yeah. Like, and I think the world is all hurting, and I think we're all becoming less, I don't know. I think conversations kind of going on the back burner.
Yes.
Like back in the day before social media, we had face-to-face, eyeball to eyeball communication. That was how we existed in the world. And it's becoming less common that we sit down with people
without a phone,
without looking at our phones. And so I feel like we're all kind of thirsting for deep, meaningful connection. And so you're right, like depression and anxiety is just a very real part of the human experience, and it doesn't get addressed. It doesn't get talked about. I'm a huge advocate about suicide prevention and discussion and talking about it openly. Lots of people that I love and adore have struggled. And so I've just tried to commit my life to having conversations and trying to help.
That's amazing. I super appreciate it. Really.
It's just the human experience. We're all struggling. We all go through our own hardships. And I think the more we talk about it, the more it diffuses that we're alone in that. And so, I didn't know that about, Twitch, right? Was his name? The guy from LA?
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many people, even in my personal life, like there's so many people that I would never have expected to commit suicide who did. We're not the face of what you would expect, just like Twitch.
Exactly. Like people can put on a front and you don't know what's going on in their home life.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, that's scary to me, I guess, because if you don't, that's like with me, you're probably, we're both pretty outgoing people. I try to make every conversation I have personal to try to learn about people, and that not everyone wants to do that.
Yes.
And it I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at. We just all need to help each other out.
Yes.
And that don't happen a lot.
Yeah.
But on a different subject. Are you still going to the gym?
I have I had a trainer for a wonderful, I love Chris Neal, my trainer. We worked out together for 7 months, and I've decided to try and do it on my own.
Yeah.
And I hurt myself in the gym. So trainers are really worth the investment. Otherwise you break your back almost. And,
see, I wish I started with the trainer, because I didn't start with the trainer. So now I go in and work out and everything hurts. So, and you can tell the difference by like your muscles hurt and you've hurt yourself physically. And like my shoulders they will never be the same after. And and on Chris's behalf, he did tell me, he said, "Hey man, I think you're benching too much," or "Hey man, I think you're doing this too much." And I'm like, "Well, I want to get big, you know?" And so I'd bench like 4 or 5 times a week. And he's like, "That's way too much." I'm like, "No, I'm okay." And now I'm like, I'm in so much pain.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. Yeah. I adore him. And I just started with a different trainer. Well, not because I'm looking for something different for myself. So I'm trying to reconnect with nature, because I'm a big nature person, and I think there's a lot of balance for like emotional and mental health to be found in nature. So I've been trying to reconnect with my former self that loved nature. And so I have a new trainer who's all about force therapy and nature and reconnecting and doing your exercise outdoors. So I'm giving that a go. In the middle of winter. Why not? Right? Not? Yeah. He's trying to get me to polar plunge. We'll see if that happens.
Oh, wowza.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, no.
That'll
That's pretty cray.
Yeah, that'll be bad. Hold on 1 second. So other than, obviously you have so much going on. Do you have anything else? Like do you have any other business ventures you're thinking of?
I've got too many at the moment.
Yeah,
I do. I also am working on doing some retreats. I want to do local retreats as well as like adventure retreats, like far away. It's a slow process. I've been working on it for about a year on the retreats, but like for creativity, like to expand your creativity, ones that focus on like self-care, like getting some massages and meditation, and then some that are focusing on health and wellness and physical side of health, like all the things. Like, and then of course I love being challenged. I love adventure. I co-hosted a women's retreat last year. We climbed Mount Katahdin, and Jenny Madley led the whole like training and got us ready for this big mountain. And then, I did like campfire chats and did kind of the other side of it. And so I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's that at? Where's the
It's
mountain?
in Maine. It's like the tallest mountain in Maine.
Really?
It's the end of the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, I thought I was going to die. It was my biggest accomplishment to date. So
that is sweet.
But yeah, now I understand, like when you're clinging to the side of a mountain and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna die though. I'm gonna die like in the next 30 seconds. Like you really believe that's gonna happen. Like something magical happens when you come off of that mountain and you survive it. Suddenly all your fears that you had just dissipate because you're like, okay, I kind of looked death in the eyes and got through it. So like all this other bullshit about like social anxiety and all the crap, it's really not that big anymore. So I'm kind of addicted. I need to do more.
Really?
I want to face more fears. That's one of my things I do in life. Just like with the whole like being shy thing. Like I wholeheartedly believe and advocate for acknowledging what scares you and walking through it so you can dissipate it, because I think there's power in that.
Last weekend I was helping my father-in-law, and we were he runs security systems, and I'm scared to death of heights.
Oh wow.
And
that's a big one.
So have you ever heard of a scissor lift? It's like
yeah
okay, well we had one of them, and I've been on one before, but we didn't go that high off the ground, and we obviously I didn't want to say, well, I'm scared of heights. And so we went up, and we kept on going up, and we kept on going up.
Wow.
And we was at like 35 feet in the air. Yeah. And I was like, well, this is it. And I was 35 feet in the air, and you're climbing a mountain. And by the end of the day, he said, you're scared of heights, ain't you? I'm like, how can you tell? And he said, well, you're grabbing everything. So, and he was like, by the end of the day, you'll be doing good. I said, okay.
How'd that feel after?
Well, at the end of the day, I was still scared of heights, but I felt a little bit better about it. And I'm going back this Saturday, and we're going to finish it. So I'm going to conquer my fear of the scissor lift.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it, right?
I guess that's what he said. By the end of the day, you'll be all right. And I done better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like on a ladder, I'm good on a ladder. Like ladders, but I don't know if it's where I'm in a man-made lift.
You're not in control of it.
I've seen stuff fail, so I know the outcome if something was to happen.
Yeah.
But
well, good for you. I'm proud of you for walking through it.
Thank you.
Those are tough. My son's afraid of heights, so I know I've seen the guys of, oh shit, it's tough. It's very emotionally triggering.
So you said you had a son.
Yes.
Do you only have one son?
I just have one. His name is Mason. He's 17.
Really?
Yeah. He's the bomb.com.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm a single. I'm an only child. I'm not a single child. I'm an only child.
Yeah. It totally works. Yeah.
Do you ever think he wonders like what it'd like to have siblings?
Yes, of course. Yeah. He definitely wanted siblings. It just wasn't physiologically in the books for me, sadly. But I don't know, like, I think one of the things when you have an only child, like you worry because when you're gone, like who do they have?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, like I always, I'm really happy that he's developing relationships with people that are going to feel like siblings.
Right. Yeah. So, See, that's what I was in the same boat. Like but I had a bunch of cousins. So all my cousins were like my brothers and sisters and stuff like that. But he's doing fine. I promise you that. Coming from an only child, he's doing all right.
Thank you. I need all the validation on that.
Yeah. Well, my mom actually had me whenever she was 40.
Wow, really?
So it wasn't possible for her either.
Wow.
Yeah. And she said I was a miracle.
You were a miracle baby.
Yeah. Yeah. She had me when she was 40. So
wow.
And she would get, I can't believe I'm saying this, she would get so mad. She'd come to basketball games and stuff, and it would be like, oh, Matthew bought his grandma. And she would say, nope, I'm his mom, and just keep on going. But she was awesome. But I ask everybody the same question. I'm gonna ask you if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I could live anywhere in the world?
Yeah,
that's a good question. I would want to. My personality is I love variety, so I would want to live everywhere. I would want to experience a slice of life in all different places and different people and different cultures and different climates and atop a mountain beside the ocean and the Midwest, in Alaska and Hawaii and the south of France, like you name it. Like I'd love to experience it. Maybe not like permanently in one spot. I would just love to go everywhere and experience a lot of different things.
That's sweet. I've never had that. That's awesome. I never thought about it like that.
Well, I need a lot of variety in my diet of all things in life.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Colorado?
I have. I went there for my birthday last year.
Really? Yeah. I really want to go.
Yeah. Oh, you'll love it. It's a magical place.
Yeah. I'm scared of flying though.
Well, there's another thing to walk through, isn't there?
Well, I flew.
You did. So you have flown.
Yes.
So you can do it.
Do you want to hear the story about my first flight?
Of course I do.
The viewers have heard this story so many times, but I need to tell you my so I went to see my brother-in-law in Seattle.
Yeah.
So we flew.
That's a long flight.
Yep, we flew out of Cincinnati to Seattle. And I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
It was so my sister-in-law was here, it was me and then Skylar.
Yeah.
And they were asleep. And I said, I don't know how you guys are sleeping. So it was a Delta flight. So we had the little TVs and I was watching a movie. And I heard a thud underneath my feet.
Uh-oh.
And I woke everybody up and they thought I was a crazy maniac. But I woke everybody up and I said, I heard a thud. The plane's going down. Obviously. There's no other way.
We're going to die.
Yeah, this is
you
it.
Should be awake for this.
Yeah.
Don't sleep through our death.
And Skylar said, that was turbulence. I said, well, I don't know what turbulence feels like, but I don't think that was turbulence. Well, anyways, we got to the airport. The landing was fine, I guess. Yeah. They said the landing I had to go off everyone's faith that everything was going good, but we landed and there was 5 fire trucks on the runway.
No way.
And my father-in-law said,
and this is your
very first flight.
Whoa.
And my father-in-law said, man, that'd be crazy if that was for us. Well, the fire trucks started getting closer and closer.
No.
Come to find out, we had engine failure on one of our 4 engines. Yep.
Oh my God.
And he had to taxi to a different part of the airport to get closer to the mechanic so they could work on the airport.
Oh, wow.
And then in the back of my head, I thought, well, if I leave now, they'll only beat me by 2 days on the flight. We stayed for a week. And I said, they'll only beat me by like 2 days on the way back.
So did you drive or fly back?
I flew back.
You flew back. You
yeah.
did.
Yeah. And I was a nervous wreck. We flew Alaskan. You ever fly Alaskan?
Yeah.
It's little not as good as Delta.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they're so much better than Delta because we didn't have engine failure. But
that's a huge bonus.
That was my very first flight. Whew. And yeah. And they say, well, let's fly to Florida. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
They make airplane medicine.
Yeah, that's what
an option.
See, I took some See, I'm just really bad. I get really nervous, obviously.
Yeah.
And I took some melatonin before I never went to Cincinnati Airport. I didn't know how far it was. Yeah. So I took it at the house.
Oh, no.
Screwed up there.
Oh.
I slept on the car ride there.
Oh.
Then we got to the airport and I was
you were
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
But that was an experience. Have you ever been to Seattle? You ever been to?
I have. I did a wedding in Seattle.
Really? Yeah. What'd you think about Seattle?
I love Seattle. I'm scared of the Pacific Northwest because it's one of those places I feel like I could move to. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. We we stayed in Silverdale. It was another thing. Well, I'll get back to that. It was probably 30 minutes out of Seattle.
Yeah.
Another thing is I've never been to a big city.
Oh.
I think I have a fear of a big city also.
Really?
There's so many people.
It's different coming from small town, rural America. Yeah.
Yeah, Lexington. I've been to Lexington a few times, that big city. But no, it was and then just driving.
Yeah.
Like here in an hour, we can get like 60 miles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? An hour there, I can't remember. It was like 45 minutes to go like 10 miles or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
But we saw the Space Needle. Didn't go inside the Space Needle.
Yeah.
It was pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But I saw it.
Yeah.
And me and Skylar, I'll show you after we get done. Everywhere we go, we collect shot glasses.
Oh, fun.
And on our honeymoon, we said we was gonna buy one, but we bought like 10. So we put all them away. We just got one, but we got one from Seattle, and we got one from Tennessee, and
very cool.
That's
you got a lot to collect then.
Yeah, I'm. Skylar says I'm a hoarder, though. She says I collect everything. As you can tell, I got a lot of random knickknacks.
No, you're not a hoarder. No,
well, trust me, this looked a whole lot worse before.
No, I see no hoarding tendencies here. Not
all my boxes and everything. I keep every box.
No,
everything I own.
No, it's nice and neat. Not a hoarder.
Yep,
nope.
Christmas tree.
I love your Christmas tree.
That's all Skylar's doing.
It's so cute. She did such a great job.
Yeah, but Chrissy, this has been awesome. This has been amazing.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it.
I'm proud of you for stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new and spotlighting people in our community and just putting yourself out there. That takes courage. So
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But thank you again.
Yeah. Thanks for having
guys, make sure you check out Christy, and if you ever need photos done, she's your gal. But make sure that you like and subscribe, and if you want to see anything different, just drop a comment down below. Thank you. Woohoo! That was a great job.